Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to talk about this invisible force that's completely rewiring how you shop. It's called the Omnichannel Revolution. And honestly, its main goal is to fix a problem that I am sure you've run into before.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You see this awesome promo on Instagram, you walk into the store, and the staff just looks at you with a blank stare. Or how about this one? You spend ages adding stuff to your cart on the app, only for it to completely disappear when you log in on your laptop. It's just so disjointed and frustrating, right? Well, that is exactly what we're digging into. All right, so before we jump into the fix, let's really unpack the problem. Just how broken is the way we shop right now? Just think about your own process for a second. You might see an ad on social media, right? Then you'll go browse on your laptop, maybe check some reviews on a totally different site, and then finally, you might head to a physical store. The problem is with most brands, every single one of those steps feels like you're starting from scratch. The whole thing is just fragmented. It's a massive disconnect. And all that frustration, it really created a breaking point. Businesses started to realize that, just being everywhere on every platform, that wasn't enough, not even close. They had to actually connect all those different places into one single coherent experience. And this is the key. This is where Omnichannel comes in. It is not just about having a store and an app and a website. It's about making them all talk to each other, to make them work together as one. The two words you really need to remember here are seamless and unified. The goal is to create one single continuous conversation with you, the customer, no matter where you happen to be. This is a really fundamental shift in thinking. The old way, multichannel, was all about the brand. It was like they were just shouting their message from a bunch of different platforms, hoping you'd hear. But the new way, omnichannel, is totally customer-centric. It flips the script. It puts you right at the center of everything, and then builds one smooth journey around what you actually need.
Okay, so why are companies pouring so much money into this? The answer is simple. It's the bottom line. Get this. Customers who shop across multiple connected channels, they don't just shop more often, they spend 1.7 times more than people who only use one channel. So yeah, this seamless experience isn't just a nice to have, it is incredibly profitable.
So how do they actually pull this off? Let's break down the playbook companies are using to build these experiences. The whole strategy really comes down to three big steps. First up, you have integration. This is the tough, nitty-gritty tech work, like making sure your app can see what the physical store actually has on its shelves. Next is personalization. This is where they use all that connected data to make it feel like the brand just gets you, And finally, the holy grail, ecosystem building. This is where a brand becomes such a part of your life that you don't even think about going anywhere else. Let's look at a real-world example. Take Reliance Digital's integration. Instead of you wasting a trip, hoping, praying an item is in stock, their app literally gives you a live look into the store's inventory. That one simple connection between the digital and the physical, it just erases a huge point of frustration for us as customers.
And what about personalization? A great example is Myntra. They're not just throwing popular items at you. Their AI is constantly analyzing everything you've ever browsed, everything you've ever bought, to build a version of the store that is uniquely for you. It's kind of like having your own personal stylist on call 24/7 who just knows your taste inside and out. All right, so let's see how this is actually playing out in the real world. And the Indian market is an absolutely fascinating case study here, with some huge companies going all in on this strategy. And what's interesting is we're seeing three pretty distinct strategies emerge. You've got Tata Neu building a super app ecosystem, basically trying to lock you in by letting you use the loyalty points you earned on groceries to buy a flight. Then there's Nykaa, who's betting big on a hybrid phygital model. We'll get to that in a sec. And of course, Reliance, which is going for unified commerce, one single app to rule all your shopping needs. Okay, so that term I just mentioned, phygital, let's break that down, because it's a huge part of the omni-channel playbook. Nykaa is a total master of this. So you discover new products, you read all the reviews on their app,
But then you can walk into one of their really well-designed stores to actually try this stuff out and get advice from an expert. It really is the best of both worlds.
Now, this all sounds pretty revolutionary, right? But making it actually happen, well, that's not easy. And the future? It holds some even more mind-blowing developments. The reality check here is that this is a massive undertaking. We're talking huge investments in tech, things called customer data platforms, which are basically the central brain for all customer info. But honestly, the tech is sometimes the easy part. What's even harder is the cultural shift inside a company, trying to break down those walls between the online teams and the offline teams. And on top of all of that, you have to do it while navigating super complex data privacy laws. And if we look ahead, wow, things get even more futuristic. We're talking about stuff like augmented reality mirrors in fashion stores, so you can try on clothes without actually trying them on, or virtual shopping sprees in the metaverse. Imagine ordering your groceries just by talking to your smart speaker in your own regional language, or even these giant digital platforms integrating with your local neighborhood kirana store. The possibilities are huge. So this really brings us to the core takeaway, the big idea for any modern brand. The true competitive advantage isn't just about being present everywhere. It's about being seamlessly relevant everywhere. It's not about shouting from every rooftop anymore. It's about having one single, intelligent conversation with your customer wherever they are. And that leaves us with one final question to chew on. Think about WhatsApp. With billions of people already using it every single day, could something that simple, that direct, actually become the ultimate omnichannel tool? Could it completely bypass all the fancy apps and websites? It's definitely something to think about next time you pull out your phone to shop. Thanks for tuning in to This Explainer.